Hello, everyone, and a huge welcome back to the English Drill Zone podcast, the place where we help you drill down into the English language and build your fluency one phrase at a time. I'm your host, Sarah.
And I'm Michael. It's fantastic to be back in the zone with you all today. Ready to boost that everyday English, Sarah?
Absolutely, Michael. We're so glad everyone could join us. Today, we're tackling something incredibly practical. We often hear from listeners that they know grammar rules, they have vocabulary, but they still feel, well, a bit robotic sometimes. They want to sound more natural, more like a native speaker in those day-to-day chats.
That's such a common feeling, Sarah. And it often comes down to mastering those small, seemingly simple phrases that native speakers sprinkle into their conversations without even thinking. They're the glue that holds natural-sounding English together. So we've curated a list, 20 essential phrases you'll hear and can use constantly.
Exactly. These aren't super complex idioms you need a dictionary for, but rather common, useful chunks of language. Think of them as conversational tools to help you navigate everyday situations smoothly, whether you're grabbing coffee, chatting with colleagues, or catching up with friends. Ready to really dive deep into these, Michael?
Let's do it. Time to move beyond the basics.
Okay, kicking us off, phrase number 1, how's it going? Michael, this is probably one of the most frequent greetings, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's the casual cousin of, how are you? You'll hear it everywhere. Shops, offices, bumping into neighbors. The key difference is the expected response. While how are you can sometimes get a simple, fine, thanks. How's it going? Often invites a slightly more detailed yet still brief reply.
So instead of just fine,
Exactly. You might say, it's going well, thanks. Just grabbing some lunch. Or, pretty good, keeping busy. How about you? Or even a simple, not bad you? See how it opens the door just a little wider for a brief exchange? It feels friendlier, more connected.
that's a great point. It signals a slightly more informal, relaxed interaction. Okay, so now let us get the phrase number 2. What have you been up to?
Another fantastic phrase for connecting with people. This is perfect when you haven't seen someone for a little while. Maybe a few days, a week, or even longer. It's asking about their recent activities in a friendly, open-ended way.
So it's more specific than just, how are you? It invites a bit of news.
Precisely. Imagine you bump into a friend you haven't seen since last weekend. You'd say, hey, long time no see. What have you been up to? Their answer could be anything from, oh, not much, just work and trying to relax, to, actually, I went on a great hike on Saturday. It prompts a mini story.
And a good follow-up from the listener's side might be asking more about that hike, for example.
Yes, it shows you're listening and interested. Oh, a hike? Where did you go?
Moving on. Number 3, I couldn't agree more. This one feels quite strong.
It is. It's a way of showing emphatic agreement. It's much stronger than a simple yes or I agree. You use it when you share the exact same opinion or feeling, often with some enthusiasm.
Can you give us a scenario?
Sure. Imagine someone says, this new cafe makes the best coffee in town. If you feel exactly the same way, you'd respond, oh, I couldn't agree more. It's fantastic. It adds weight to your agreement. Or in a meeting, I think we need to focus on customer feedback. I couldn't agree more. That should be our top priority.
So it really validates the other person's statement. Nice. Okay, number 4, that makes sense.
This is a cornerstone of active listening. It signals that you understand the logic or reasoning behind what someone has just said. It shows you've followed their explanation.
Is it always positive?
Generally, yes. It validates their point. For example, I had to take a detour because the main road was closed. Your response: ah, okay, that makes sense why you were a bit late then. It connects the cause and effect. However, be mindful of tone. Said dismissively, it could sound like you're shutting down the conversation, but used genuinely, it's very affirming.
Good tip on the tone. Number 5. No worries. This feels very laid back.
Extremely. It's a super common casual response, particularly prevalent in places like Australia and New Zealand, but used widely. It essentially means it's okay, don't worry about it, or it's not a problem.
When would we typically use it?
Most often in response to a small apology or a minor inconvenience. Someone bumps into you slightly. Oops, sorry. You reply, no worries. Someone thanks you for holding a door. Thanks. You might say, no worries. Or if someone says, sorry, I forgot to bring back your book today. Ah, no worries. Bring it next time. It's very reassuring and minimizes fuss.
All right, phrase 6. Could you give me a hand? Asking for help politely.
Yes, and the phrasing is key here. Give me a hand usually implies needing help with a specific, often physical task that isn't too burdensome. It sounds much softer and more collaborative than a direct, can you help me? Which can sometimes feel more demanding depending on the context.
So, like carrying something?
Exactly. These bags are quite heavy. Could you give me a hand? Or maybe, I can't quite reach that shelf. Could you give me a hand? It can also be used for non-physical tasks, like, could you give me a hand figuring out this instruction manual? It suggests teamwork.
Makes sense. Number 7. I'm running a bit late. An essential phrase for modern life, perhaps?
You could say that. Punctuality is valued, but life happens. This phrase is the standard, polite way to inform someone you won't be on time. A bit usually implies maybe 5 to 15 minutes late. If it's longer, you might say, I'm running quite late, or give a specific time frame.
And it's important to actually say it, right? Rather than just showing up late.
Absolutely. It shows respect for the other person's time. A quick text or call, hey, so sorry, I'm running about 10 minutes late. Traffic is crazy. Is much better than leaving them waiting and wondering.
Definitely. Okay, number 8. What do you reckon? This sounds a bit British or Australian.
It is very common in the UK, Australia, and New Zealand, but it's generally understood in the US too, even if less frequently used there. It's a very informal equivalent of what do you think? Or what's your opinion?
How would we use it in a conversation?
Casually among friends or colleagues you know well. I'm thinking of painting the kitchen blue. What do you reckon? Or, should we order pizza or Chinese tonight? What do you reckon? It's inviting an informal opinion.
That's great. Now, number 9. Let me get back to you on that. This sounds useful, especially at work.
Incredibly useful, both professionally and personally. It's a polite and responsible way to say, I don't know the answer right now, but I will find out and tell you later. It buys you time without sounding uninformed or making up an answer.
So, if a colleague asks for specific sales figures you don't have memorized?
Perfect example. Instead of guessing, you'd say, I don't have those exact numbers in front of me. Let me check the report and get back to you on that this afternoon. It shows diligence and ensures accuracy.
Excellent. And number 10, we're halfway. It's up to you.
This phrase hands the decision-making power over to the other person. It means you decide.
And when is it helpful?
It's great when you genuinely don't have a preference and want to accommodate the other person. Do you want to watch a comedy or an action movie? Honestly, I don't mind. It's up to you. It can also be used when you feel the other person is better placed to decide.
Can it ever be unhelpful?
Sometimes. If both people keep saying, it's up to you, you might never make a decision. Occasionally, people want your input, so always saying, it's up to you, might feel like you're avoiding giving an opinion. Gauge the situation.
Good point. Now, phrase number 11. I didn't catch that. For those moments when you miss something,
Yes, and it's a much more polite and natural way to ask someone to repeat themselves than just saying, what? Or, huh? It implies the fault was in your catching or hearing, not in their speaking.
how would you use it naturally?
If someone speaks quickly or there's background noise, you might lean in slightly and say, sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you say it again? Or simply, sorry, I didn't catch the last part. It keeps the conversation flowing smoothly without making the other person feel they weren't clear.
I got it. Now with phrase number 12. Fair enough. This one seems to signal acceptance.
It does. It's a way of acknowledging someone's point, reason, or decision, and indicating that you accept it as reasonable, even if it wasn't your first choice or opinion. It's often used to gently close down a topic or potential disagreement.
Give us an example.
Let's say you suggest going to the park, but your friend says, actually, I'm feeling really tired. I'd rather just relax at home. You could reply, okay, fair enough. We can go another time. It shows you understand and accept their reason without arguing.
Got it. Number 13. Take your time.
A lovely, reassuring phrase. It tells someone that there's no need for them to rush or feel pressured. It shows patience and understanding.
Like if someone is getting ready or maybe struggling with a task.
Exactly. If a friend is taking a while to choose something from a menu, you could say, no rush. Take your time. If someone is carefully writing an email, take your time. Get it right. It alleviates pressure.
Well, phrase number 14. I'm looking forward to it. Expressing anticipation.
Yes, this adds a positive, enthusiastic touch when talking about a future plan or event. It shows the other person you're genuinely pleased about what's planned.
So, confirming plans for dinner?
Perfect. Okay, see you at the restaurant at 7 p.m. on Friday? Yes, sounds great. I'm really looking forward to it. It can be used for big things like holidays. I'm looking forward to my trip. Or smaller things like meeting a friend for coffee.
Lovely. Phrase number 15. Just bear with me for a moment. Asking for patience.
Similar to take your time, but this is used when you are the one needing a moment. Perhaps to find something, finish a thought, or deal with a brief interruption. Bear with me means be patient with me.
So, if you're on the phone and need to look up information,
Precisely. I just need to pull up your account details. Just bear with me for a moment, please. Or if you're telling a story and lose your train of thought, wait, where was I? Ah, yes, but just bear with me. It's polite and manages expectations.
we're nearing the end. Phrase 16. What's the catch? This sounds a bit suspicious.
It often is. You use this phrase when an offer or situation seems surprisingly good, almost too good to be true. You're asking implicitly if there's a hidden problem, disadvantage, or condition.
Like a free trial that requires credit card details?
Exactly. Sign up for a free month. You might think, okay, sounds good, but what's the catch? Do I have to subscribe afterwards? Or, wow, they're selling those phones really cheap. What's the catch? Are they refurbished? It shows a healthy dose of critical thinking.
Number 17. You've got to be kidding me. Expressing disbelief.
This is a very common exclamation of surprise, disbelief, or sometimes frustration or annoyance. The meaning heavily depends on the context and your tone of voice.
Can you give examples of different tones?
Sure. Surprise. Joy. I won the lottery. You've got to be kidding me. That's amazing. Annoyance, hot and frustration. The train is delayed by an hour. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I'll be so late. Disbelief. He finished the entire pizza by himself? You've got to be kidding me.
Very versatile. Number 18. I'll figure it out.
This phrase conveys confidence, resourcefulness, and a determination to solve a problem or find a way to do something, Even if you don't know how right now, it suggests independence.
So if you're faced with a new challenge,
Yes, maybe you're given a complex task at work. Instead of saying, I don't know how, you might say, okay, I haven't done this before, but don't worry, I'll figure it out. It reassures others, and maybe yourself, that you'll find a solution.
almost there. Number 19, long time no see, a classic reunion greeting.
It really is. It's a warm, informal, and friendly way to greet someone you haven't encountered for a significant period. It immediately acknowledges the gap in time and expresses pleasure at seeing them again.
Does it matter how long it's actually been?
Not strictly, but usually it implies at least a few months, if not longer. You wouldn't say it to someone you saw last week. It's often followed by questions like, how have you been? Or, what have you been up to? Linking back to our earlier phrase.
And finally, phrase number 20, keep me posted.
This is a request for updates on a developing situation. It means, keep me informed, or let me know what happens.
When would you use this?
Lots of situations. If a friend is waiting for exam results, good luck. Keep me posted. If a colleague is working on a project proposal, sounds interesting. Keep me posted on the progress. If someone is going for a job interview, hope it goes well. Keep me posted.
It shows you're interested in the outcome.
Exactly. It's a way to maintain connection and show you care about what happens next.
And wow, there we have it. 20 really essential, practical phrases to weave into your everyday English conversations. That was a fantastic deep dive, Michael.
It was great fun, Sarah. And remember, everyone, knowing the phrases is just the first step. The real magic happens when you start using them. Don't be afraid to try them out. Listen for them when you're watching movies or talking to native speakers.
Absolutely. Maybe pick just 2 or 3 from this list that resonate with you and make a conscious effort to use them this week. Notice the situations where they fit naturally. You might surprise yourself how quickly they become part of your active vocabulary.
And think about the function of each phrase. Are you agreeing, asking for help, expressing surprise? Understanding the purpose helps you use them correctly. Practice makes perfect, or at least much more natural.
We genuinely hope this extended session has given you valuable tools to make your English sound more fluent and authentic. What other aspects of everyday English conversation would you like us to explore? Drop your suggestions in the comments section. We love hearing from you.
And please, if you found this helpful, consider subscribing to English Drill Zone and maybe share it with a friend who's also learning. We've got plenty more practical English tips coming your way.
Thanks so much for tuning in and spending this time with us. Until next time.
Keep practicing and catch you in the next episode.